Hi everyone, AJ here from Dream Build Inspire Lead, and I just want to do a quick tour of my view on the balcony here. So here's what Dream Central looks like to me every now and then. What do you guys reckon? How's the weather? All right or what? Yeah, I thought you guys would enjoy the preview. And the ironic thing is that we actually got a cyclone coming in today, so I'm not too sure how that's going to work. But hey, I'm going to enjoy it. Now, the reason why I thought I'd do a video post for this week is that Blackmagic's been filming all weekend for this really new, crazy, out there project of mine, and I'm really excited. So I thought this week I might flip the script a bit and give you guys a video because I haven't done a video in a while. So I want to talk to you guys today about teachers and why they're really important, because something happened to me during the week and it sort of made me think a lot about exactly the role of teachers in education today. I think they get slammed a lot, and just to give you an indication of why I think that, I got asked to speak to some kids this week at a school. As you know, I speak to a lot of kids around schools and universities and whatnot. And in all my talks, when I tell my stories, I inspire and motivate people. It's what I do. That's the whole premise of Dream, Build, Inspire, Lead. And this teacher goes, look, I just want to, get you into the class and talk to the kids about what you do, but don't include any motivation or inspiration or anything like that. And I was like, how on earth do I do that? How do I speak to these kids and not inspire and motivate them? It seems very, very contradictory. But so I'm thinking, what is it with teachers these days? But let me explain, because I actually did do the gig because, well, I made a promise, one, and two, I like talking to kids just to find out. It keeps things real, because when you're a speaker, you tend to sort of go into your own little world and, formulate your theories, and there's a chance you might lose touch of reality, and since I'm doing stuff for kids, I need to be on the ball. So anyway, I went and spoke to these kids, and before the session started, I had a long chat with the teacher, just to find out who she was and what she did and all of that. And the funny thing is, after speaking to her, I realized that there's so much more to teachers out there. And this teacher, she's spent a while teaching. She's been in teaching for around over 30 years, and she's seen it all. And the reason why she said, come and talk to these kids was that it was a career session. And so not really the avenue for motivating and inspire people. And she was just afraid that, that's the angle I was going for when she wanted to achieve other goals. So, just a simple sort of communication misunderstanding there. And we cleared that up. And then she said, I asked her what the kids were like. And she said, they're a mixed bunch. There's some intelligent kids. There's some not so intelligent kids. There's some people who like to play around. There's a whole mixed variety, male and females and all that. And then she sort of said, exactly she sort of outlined her teaching philosophy, which was basically certain kids need to be dealt with in a certain way. So some kids she'll be an absolute terror to, other kids she'll be more of a counselor, and other kids, like, she'll be sort of like a friend slash counselor, 3 different methods depending on what the student actually responds to. And I think that's a really important message that gets forgotten quite easily. The great teachers, or even anyone, if you're good at it, you know how to sort of adjust things to get your point across to different audiences. And it's true, there are some kids who just will not respect you unless you're, full on a bit of a dragon to them. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those kids. But, it's just the whole notion of there's a variety of techniques and dealing with stuff, and I think teachers, or people who are not teachers, forget that. They forget the complexities that these people have to deal with as part of their job, or as part of their role, rather. And the best teachers that I've found in my experience, and you guys will know what makes a good teacher yourself, and I think the best teachers actually work out how to get the balance right. But there's a lot of new age teachers out there that are coming in and not quite getting the balance right, and they're getting jaded. And again, this goes as part of the Dream, Build, Inspire, Lead message. If you want to do something, you should make it happen. And there's a lot of teachers out there that actually, if you speak to any teacher, at some point in time, they would have thought to get into teaching, to work with kids, and to actually have some sort of an education component around there. And the more time they spend within the education system, they get jaded. And you can't really blame the system either, because who's actually going out there and changing the system? So you got to work within all these parameters and these constraints and these confines. And you always got to remember, at the end of the day, you're educating these kids who are going to be our future. So when you're old and need some looking after, the kids that you guys taught, or the kids that you guys educated, during the school years, they're going to grow up and they're going to rule the world pretty much. They're going to live in the world. They're going to make decisions, and the consequences of their decisions are going to affect you and generations to come. So I think teachers actually get slammed a lot more these days than what they should. And sure, there's some good teachers, sure, there's some great teachers, and there's a couple of bad teachers too. But, always forget that it's all about educating the kids. It's all about building a future. And I guess that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. The flip side to all this stuff is that last night I saw this movie called The Three Idiots. And it's an Indian movie, and unfortunately my Hindi is not very good. In fact, it's non-existent because I'm Sri Lankan. But I do know the lyrics to Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, if that helps. But, so I watched it with a couple of Indian friends, really good friends of mine, and they were like translating bits and pieces here and there. And the story about three idiots, and it sounds like Three Stooges. And the movie, when it starts, it actually sounds like these guys are a couple of clowns, and whatnot. And the story unfolds, and it's about these three guys who are at university in one of the most prestigious universities in the world, back in India. And it was all about how this one guy, the main character, well, sort of the main character, he went against the system. And he was talking about, they produce this educational institution. It was like a factory. They just train people in what to do and what to say and how to think and all this stuff. But did anyone really ever learn anything? And that got me thinking, because these days, how many of us actually learn stuff? I know it's very easy to train someone to do something, but how many of us actually go there and learn something new? Take our thinking to a different level. It all comes back down to the education wise. And there was a saying in this movie, and I don't know exactly how to put it in Hindi, but my friend translated it for me, and he said, you can take a lion and train him to sit in a chair, and he will do it. And he may always sit in that chair. But you can't ever say that you educated him. And I find that distinction there really sort of sums things up. And as you know, I'm passionate about education, and it's Black Magic's philosophy that we educate people in technology. Then you've got the Dream, Build, Inspire, Lead. But often education tends to take a backseat to all sorts of other things. So I guess the purpose of today's video is, one, salute our educators out there, the great teachers. And we should be producing more, and we should be supporting more great teachers. And second thing is, don't forget the big picture, guys. We're creating a future for our youth who are going to look after us in the end. So always forget that. And yeah, so that's pretty much me done. So can you guess what this week's challenge is? I want you to write down what you think made a great teacher. We've all had a great teacher in our lives. I'm pretty sure there's no one out there who could actually say, nah, I never had a great teacher. All of my teachers were bad. Because don't forget, if you're a true Dream, Build, Inspire, Lead person, your education comes from a variety of teachers, not just those in academic institutions or schools or whatever. So I want you to write down what you think makes a great teacher. Put it in the comments section down below, and I look forward to reading it. So good luck, guys, with your mission. I'm going to go back and shoot some more videos and do some more video editing. And thank you so much for being a part of Dream, Build, Inspire, Lead, because it makes everything I do worthwhile hearing from you guys. So with that, dream great dreams, build amazing things, inspire those around you, and lead through motivation. Peace out.